Hello, everybody. This is Jim Kirkpatrick here, Kirkpatrick Partners. We're in a quick tip series called The Journey from Persuasive to Convincing. What does that mean? Well, you know what it means? It means that when all is said and done, we need our stakeholders to be able to point back to the anchor point. That's the training and the learning professionals and the effort that was made along the way and say, well done. And in order to have them say, well done, they need to be convinced that the evidence presented to them is convincing and compelling rather than just persuasive. So this is all about moving from generally persuasive to totally convincing. So I have on the phone with me Mikael Borak. He is in Stockholm, Sweden right now. Michael, you've got a snowstorm going on. And,
yes, that's correct.
So I hope you'll be able to plow through that and help us along the way here. I'm just going to, Michael's specific quick tip is going to be what we call preparing your star witnesses. And just very briefly, what we mean by that is when all is said and done, the best evidence, the best testimony of ultimate value typically comes from the supervisors of the training graduates. So Michael is going to talk to us about how he sets the table for that in order to move from persuasive to convincing. So Michael, if you could introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about the client and the program that you've been working with.
Oh, great. Thanks, Jim. Well, I'm the co-founder and head of our business development. And together with my colleagues at Mindset, I consult and build powerful training initiatives around the world. I'm proud to say that we have embedded your philosophy and models into our practice, and that is what has enabled us to deliver those programs that delivers the desired results, and we are able to both support the progress and also make it visible all the way. And the background here is that one of our clients, Scania, a big truck and buses company, they are global with a sales and service organization in more than 100 countries, and they had a first-line managers program that we redesigned for them. And they wanted us to make a 6-day training program more effective, and we did that. And in the process, we also showed them that blended learning works and so forth. But we also identified the need to develop the program further, and that is what we're doing right now as well. So, but the quick tip today was in that process of how were we successful, and how could we also show that we are successful and drive the execution. And my quick tip would read, make managers your witnesses and drivers for success, and set them up for success. So when you invite managers to take part in your training initiatives, so be specific in what you ask from them and when you ask that from them. So when they know what to look for and how to interact during the different phases of the program, they will also know how to best support the program and the participant. And by that, not only can we monitor and drive great progress, we also make star witnesses for the program benefits along the way. Of course, sorry again.
No, keep going, Michael. You're fine.
Okay. We use Promote. It's a web-based program support system that makes us able to visualize progress, activities, and makes follow-up on desired behaviors easy. And as a training partner, we need to explain how progress can be recognized and what is needed to support the development for the desired behaviors. For instance, we know that manager involvement is strongly connected to the degree of learning transfer and the end results. So one approach that's both supportive and measurable is to prompt and follow up on how many managers that actually meet with the participants in advance of a training to clarify expectations and also the reason for attending the training, and later on then follow up on and provide feedback to the participant. So what we found also during many of our 100 programs is that a training program might consist of lots of different topics. And you as a training provider cannot target a single individual. You need to meet expectations from a larger population. But the participant, together with his or her manager, can, with some coaching and dialogue, find out exactly what they are looking for and make that work from any program if it's not totally wrongly built to begin with.
So Michael, what you do is you set the stage for this, and I hear you talking about using supervisors and managers to actually help drive value. And then in the end, tell us how you actually capture the final word from them when, like I said, when all is said and done, you need them to offer evidence that it worked.
Yeah, so it's in different phases. Of course, first of all, the phase one is create awareness. So you start with a kickoff meeting where you meet per manager and participants, and to clarify expectations from participants. You could call it development maps or whatever, just to say that this is what we want from you, and create a sense of urgency for the participants. And next phase is when the program is under work here, then you, as a manager, should be interested in what's happening. Ask the participants what are they taking away from the trainings, how do they plan to use it, and so forth. And then after that, ask for stories from the participants on how he or she has used the new knowledge and their thoughts on that. And later in the process, do the follow-up on development in respect of the expectations that they had lined up to begin with. So ask for the participants, what are they doing differently than before? What's the difference does it make for them? And in the end then, follow through and give the participant rewards, acknowledgements on developed behaviors, and also can give them more responsibilities. And we prompted from two directions. One is to ask from the manager to do this in those different phases, so they don't ask for too much too soon, or don't ask at all, which is normally often the problem. And also for the participants to prepare them to have a story to tell. So we work in both aspects. So and that's quite fun, of course, for training providers to listen into, to see what have they done with the excellent training you provided for them, what's happening with it in the real world.
And that's your leading indicator, isn't it? When you hear those stories come back to you, we know it inspires you. And Michael, I really like the fact that you're saying you not only you as the learning and performance provider, but the participant are apprising the managers along the way. So in the end, when you need to connect the dots in your chain of evidence, you will have star witnesses ready to go and ready to be called upon to spell out specific behavior change and specific measurable business results that then go into this chain of evidence. So I just really want to thank you. By the way, everybody, Michael is one of our silver level graduates and one of our shining stars overseas and around the world. And Michael, really appreciate your work and your willingness to share what you do with others.
Great. Thanks, Jim. No problem.